Hello. This is the last of the videos to go with the book, and in some ways, for me, it's saving the best to last. My interest in hypnosis started when I was very young. Went on holiday when I was about 10 down to Cornwall, and at the place we were stopping, they had a clubhouse, a bar with entertainment, and I even remember that it was a Thursday night that they had the stage hypnotist, and he entertained. I still don't think I've ever seen anything where I quite laughed as much, but also was so fascinated about how he got these adults to be doing all this strange stuff. And I got back from the holiday and I instantly dived into the library and got out a book, which is, let's have a look for you. It's still on my shelf to this day. It's this one here. Theory and Practice of Hypnotism. And off the back of that, I then got Self-Hypnosis by the same author. This book's combined, it's not the original. However, I loved it. I really lapped it up. And I remember the once being with the Self-Hypnosis book, kind of practicing and lying on my bed, and my arm I was doing a arm levitation. So my arm was just unconsciously rising up, which always looks a bit odd. And I remember my mom bursting into the room. I was probably about 11 by this point, 12, bursting into the room going, "Rob, I wish you'd stop doing all this weird stuff," and kind of snapping me out of it. But I've loved it ever since. And I learned at junior school again that I could hypnotize people. And I maybe got into a bit of bother in senior school with it. And it's been part of my performance because I've performed for 20 odd years. And now it's become my life as far as helping people and transforming stuff. And self-hypnosis is, I think, one of the most wonderful and powerful ways you can take control of your inner self, your inner world. And I'm going to share with you a very wonderful and simple way of going into self-hypnosis today. And it's a vast area and it can get very complex and difficult, but I think simplicity is always best. And for our purpose, which for this is to just help you get relaxed and help you let go of anxiety, we keep it simple. So what I want you to do, and do take time to play around with this, and I use that word play around not in a kind of don't take it serious way, but in a kind of, we have a sense of play, explore this, you're going to get there quicker. You're going to get there quicker. It's very simple. You're going to basically rest your arm either on a chair arm or a table in front of you. So it'd be like this. And just rest it. You can't see it down here, but mine's just resting now on the desk that I'm talking to you from. And then all you're going to do is make this statement. In a moment, I will relax my arm to the point that I can no longer lift it. And as I realize I can no longer lift my arm, I will close my eyes and I will go into hypnosis or trance, whatever you want to say. You can put any length of time, but say for 30 seconds, just to start off with. Like I say, this is simple. We don't want to make it difficult. We want this to be easy for you. So you rest your arm somewhere where it can relax comfortably. It could even be on your leg. And you start by just saying, you say it out loud if you're by yourself. If not, say it yourself. In a moment, I'm going to relax my arm to the point that I can no longer lift it. When I realize I can no longer lift my arm, I will close my eyes and I'll drift into hypnosis for 30 seconds, during which time I'll relax. And when I come back out, I'll feel more stress-free, more relaxed. Feel good. And then what you do is you focus on your shoulder and just imagine your shoulder relaxing. I'm working on the right arm here. And imagining what it would be like for that shoulder to be so heavy, so relaxed, that it just kind of just hung there, like it wasn't yours, like it's just no longer under your control. And allow that feeling to continue down into the arm, to the elbow. You may begin to notice, I don't know, maybe in the elbow or in the arm, in the hand, that heaviness. And just allow that heaviness to continue as you continue to relax that arm. And I don't know whether it will be the hand that feels stuck to the desk, the table, whatever it's resting on, or whether it'll be that it just feels so heavy and relaxed. A little bit, you know, when you go to sleep and you've slept on your arm and you roll over and your arm doesn't come with you because it's really, really like a dead arm, a relaxed arm, like a rag doll. Just imagine your arm that relaxed and keep doing it. And there comes a point when you begin to notice that you're not sure whether you can lift it or not. At that point, just gently test it. The reason I'm laughing, because even though I've done this so many times, there comes a point, even when I'm just talking people through it, that my arm just responds, because it gets to the point that you can do this just by thinking about it. So relaxing that arm to the point where you feel you cannot lift it. And when you're certain you cannot lift it, just gently try to. And then at that point, when you realize you cannot open your arm, that's when you can gently allow your eyes to close and just drift. And there's nothing to do. You don't have to think about anything. Just let whatever's going on, go on. And then with a bit of practice, if you say you're going to be in there for a minute, you'll be in that state for a minute. If you say 2 minutes, you'll be in 2 minutes. You can pretty well time it exactly. But to start off with, to backtrack a bit, all I want you to do is practice getting that arm, without the statement, without anything, getting that arm to the point where you cannot lift it. Most people I've taught this to have got it almost straight away, if not after half a dozen attempts, just to get to that point where you just kind of, it's done it again, where you just feel you can't lift it. It's like, I know I can, but I don't know I can't. It's a weird in-betweenness. When you get to that weird in-betweenness and that arm feels that relaxed, sometimes it almost feels like the arm stops being there. But then you try and lift it. Don't go like that and force it up deliberately, because that's not the point and you're not helping yourself. It's just going to be a gentle lift, as though you were, imagine you've got a bubble. Someone's blown a bubble, it's landed on your hand and you're just gently lifting it up. That kind of lift. So backing up again, get comfortable, place the arm of a chair on your leg, on a table in front of you, relax your arm. Just tell it to relax. Just tell it to relax, relax, relax. Imagine what it'd be like if it was so relaxed you cannot lift it. And then when you get to that point, you're not sure, you're uncertain, just gently test it, gently try to lift it. And sometimes that relaxation might start in a finger or a thumb or your hand. It doesn't have to always be in the shoulder, but wherever that relaxation starts with you, and it might be different every time. Just practice to start off with getting that right arm to relax when you can't lift it. Once you get to that point, then you can introduce the statement. I'm going to revise this statement slightly. I'm going to relax. I'm going to go into hypnosis. Outside noises will not disturb me unless there's an emergency, in which case I'll be able to deal with it clear-headedly. As I relax this arm, when I realize I cannot lift that arm, I'll gently close my eyes and drift into hypnosis for however long, 30 seconds, we're going to demo, 30 seconds. During which time my unconscious mind will do everything it needs to help me relax, let go of stress and feel good. Then I'll open my eyes, feeling alert, ready for the rest of the day. You get the gist. You can play around with those statements to suit what you want. Use it before going to bed, and find yourself going off to sleep really easy. So then you begin. Take your deep breath. And maybe you can look at a point on your arm, maybe look at the forearm or a point on the back of your hand and just think about it, imagine it, relax it. And then you allow yourself to drift. And I'm going to demo it. It's not going to look like much, and you're not going to notice my arm not lifting because it's not going to lift, but you'll get the gist. So my intent is to relax and to feel good as I come out of hypnosis. So I tell myself in a moment I'm going to drift into hypnosis for 30 seconds. Nothing will disturb me unless it's an emergency, in which case I'll be clear-headed and able to deal with it. And I'm going to drift in by relaxing my arm to the point that I can no longer lift it. At that time, I realized that I can no longer lift it. I gently close my eyes. And for 30 seconds, my unconscious mind can do whatever it needs to do to help me feel more relaxed, more at peace, ready for the rest of the day. And then we begin. I told you it wouldn't be much of a thing to watch, but practice this. It's all it takes is practice. Now, there's a step on from that where you can do it with just your eyes. So rather than saying your arm's going to relax you, and you can practice this again, you're going to just close your eyes instead of relaxing your arm. In a moment, I'll close my eyes and relax them to the point where I can no longer open them. When I realize I can no longer open them, then I will drift into hypnosis for X amount of time. You know the setup. So in that case, you'd just be like, right, sorry, going there. Both of these, the reason I like these, both of these are quite simple. The more you practice self-hypnosis, the more instant it becomes. So you can get to the point where if you use this as a daily regular practice, and I mean, you can do up to 20 minutes if you wanted to. I personally think, if you're doing 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, where you're just allowing yourself to drift in hypnosis, and literally when you do that bit where you close your eyes, just let your mind drift. Don't analyze, don't question, don't be counting the seconds. There's no need for any of that. You just let whatever's going on go on, a little bit like you're at the cinema and you're observing it, you're taking in the experience. Just allow it to be what it'll be. It's a wonderful way of if you use this every day, you really will get to the point where you can just kind of think, I'm going into hypnosis to de-stress, and then you'll just kind of go, ooh. And it's wonderful, and you can use it for so much more. You can, if you've got exams coming up, or if you've got an interview coming up, you can use it to help get yourself into the right mindset to do your best. There's so many ways once you get into self-hypnosis, and I discuss quite a lot of them in my self-hypnosis course, and there's so much you can get from it. And there's so many, on the self-hypnosis course, we go into a lot more detail, teach you how to use pendulums to communicate with your unconscious mind, how to achieve goals, there's a lot of content in there. So it's a great course. I love teaching it. But this is a start. And actually, this is all you need to start bringing your stress and anxiety down. And you can do the thing, back where we got 0 to 10, how stressed you are. You could go like, I'm a 9 or an 8. Take yourself through the self-hypnosis, check back in with it, and you will notice that that's coming down. And if you have to do it a couple of times to bring it down, fair enough. But it gives you control over your inner world. You can also go into hypnosis at the first thing in the morning. I'm going in hypnosis this morning to relax, to feel good, to be ready to have the best day possible. And at the end of the day, I will feel like I've had a really great day, and I'll feel relaxed and ready for a good night's sleep. It's a suggestion. You're in hypnosis. It's going to start working for you. I would, however, stick to one thing for at least a week. Some training recommends 2 or 3 weeks, but I think at least a week to start really getting a feel and a notice for it. Really enjoy this. It's one of my oldest used go-to methods for not just for well-being, but yeah, for well-being, for personal development, for kind of inner self work, and I hope you enjoy it. And I really hope you've enjoyed these videos. It's been a joy putting the book and these together for you. And I really hope that this isn't the end of it, that we stay in touch. You can find me on Facebook. I'll put the link in for that on this page. And there are other things that I run, other things that I do that you can connect with, that will empower you to start living your best life. Anyway, much love, many blessings, and again, a really, really big thank you for letting me be a part of this part of your journey. Much love. Take care.